Well, WrestleMania, you have your work cut out for you. This is by far the best NXT, and I have seen them all from Arrival all the way up to NXT Takeover Philadelphia last January to this one here. NXT, again, knocks it out of the park with so much good content. What is going on, everybody? It is the France. We are here again for NXT Takeover New Orleans review and results show. We had, again, one hell of a show. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at the France. Follow me on twitch.tv at the France08. And if you have missed the preview and prediction show for this, I believe I went 3 and I either went 2 and 3 or 3 and 2 for my predictions. I did not get the North American champion right. I got the tag team champions right somehow, which I wish I would have said in my predictions what happened in that match, but when I was watching, right before that match started, what happened at the end, I was just like, it only made sense. The women's championship, that was obvious, so that was 2 of them right there. Okay, so I went 3 and 2, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure I picked the opposite of what happened tonight in the main event. I could be wrong, and I have to go back and check that out. Anyway, WrestleMania, again, is going to be outshined for the third straight year. Yeah, Dallas was the first one. For the third or fourth straight year, whichever one. The third or fourth straight year, NXT is going to outshine WrestleMania again. WrestleMania has, I'm not counting the pre-show because this one doesn't have pre-show matches at all. And WrestleMania has 10 scheduled matches at this time on their main card. That is double. And this is actually the first time that I can remember Takeover actually being a 3-hour show. I hope this is a main thing going on, and we add one more match like the UK title or something, maybe another grudge match. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But WrestleMania, again, has twice as many matches as this show. It's going to be a lot longer, and it's nowhere close to what this show was tonight. It had two 5-star matches on this show, the opening and the closing. The first match of the night, if you watch the pre-show, was announced as the 6-man ladder match. The 6-man ladder match for the for the new North American Championship with Adam Cole, Ricochet, Killian Dane, EC3, Lars Sullivan, and the Velveteen Dream. When it comes to NXT shows at Takeover now, with multi-man matches like this, I'm going to start naming an MVP for the match, in my opinion, which of course would have been Killian Dane when we had War Games. This night, of course, was a tough one with 2 contenders, really, with Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, with how well this match went. This match was just all hell, and every single one of these guys, this has got to be, I'm gonna split up ladder matches with single one-on-one ladder matches and multi-man ladder matches. This is by far the greatest 3 or more multi-man ladder match I have ever seen in my entire life. And I've only been able to watch WWE live since the tail end of 2003. And you've seen TLC matches, you've seen TLC tag matches before that, you've seen other things like ladder matches. This even trumps the triangle ladder match at WrestleMania 16, I believe. Yeah, 16. This trumps that by far. Those guys put heart into that match. These guys put so much heart into this match. I have never, because I've only been seeing it since 2003, have seen live a match where every single person put their heart, their soul into a match like this. Not even any Money in the Bank ladder match that we've seen since WrestleMania 21 was as good as this match was tonight. You had everything. You had big man spots. You had little guy spots. You had everything in between. You had Ricochet doing a backflip off of a ladder while it was being shoved, being pushed backwards. He backflipped off of it onto Killian Dane. You had the Velveteen Dream with a purple Rainmaker off the top of a ladder. Not one of the small ladders. It was like the 20-foot ladder variant onto Lars Sullivan. And of course, I'm pretty sure most people picked the Velveteen Dream to win this match. That did not happen. I was surprised, but I'm not mad either. I will say, though, it was real surprising because it seemed like everybody in this match had fan support. But don't tell that to Lars Sullivan when he tried to climb up that ladder, because every single time he tried to go for the North American Championship, the crowd did not want to see him win this match. There's a lot of Sullivan fans out there, but they do not want to see him win this match. Maybe they want to see him win the NXT Championship, and they might think that he doesn't need the North American Championship. He's more suited for the NXT Championship, and in my opinion, I kind of agree when he gets a little bit more sizzle on him. He's still not where he needs to be, where he could be by this time next year, the NXT Champion going into WrestleMania week next year. So, of course, who was the winner of this match? It came down to Ricochet and Adam Cole, and as I've already stated and other ones have before too, we're not going to give this title to EC3, we're not going to give this title to Ricochet on their first night. So, you had Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era, who's playing double duty tonight, winning the North American Championship. This was a great match. Ricochet with the springboard shooting star press to the outside at the beginning. It was like everyone was in the ring when they started. Sullivan and Dane ended up being the last two in the beginning of this match. EC3, who was knocked out of the match early, came off to the side and was like, "Go ahead, attack each other, beat the hell out of each other." They look at him and they chase him out of the ring. This led to Ricochet hitting his springboard shooting star press, which, if you were not a fan of Ricochet before this match and you're still not a fan of Ricochet after this match, you do not deserve to even talk about wrestling, about anything with sports entertainment, wrestling, whatever. This guy showed why he is the quintessential MVP of this match. I will say that now. He is the quintessential MVP of this match. And as I said, it was between him and the Velveteen Dream. But yes, the Purple Rainmakers. And of course, Adam Cole also had a super kick party in this match. He super kicked the hell out of everybody. The last one, of course, being Ricochet, who went with a springboard off the top rope, and got hit with a super kick. It was just a thing of beauty. This thing was nuts. Just try and give you a little bit of details. Sullivan hit a press slam onto the Velveteen Dream. Sullivan goes up top, but Ricochet goes up and everyone but Dane tries to get him down. As he was on the ring, this was cool because Sullivan at one time tries to get on the top. Ricochet goes to the other side, comes over, tries to sunset flip him. So EC3 and I believe Adam Cole as well, not Adam Cole, so EC3 and the Velveteen Dream tried to get him down too. Adam Cole was the one who climbed up to the top and just kept hitting him, so he got the powerbomb down. Of course, Adam Cole's like, "Hey, I'm right here." Goes up to try and get the title. That didn't work. As I said before, that title is beautiful. Just saying. Then with a back body drop to Ricochet onto a ladder in the corner. Cole and EC3 fight over the ladder, a breakdown. They were fighting like, "Give me the ladder, give me the ladder." They look at who's in the corner. It's Lars Sullivan. They close it down, pick it up, and just shove it into him. These guys had a mini alliance until a little bit afterwards. They go out and do a couple things. They beat up Dane and sending them to a ladder that was propped up between the ring the announce table and the ring. That ladder and another one will come into play later in the match. But they get back in the ring. They hit a couple more times on Lars Sullivan. EC3 decides he taps Adam Cole and he's like, "EC3, baby." Adam Cole was not happy. Picks him up, hits him with a Death Valley driver onto that same ladder that's holding Lars Sullivan at the time. And then he starts hitting a one-man super kick party on everybody. Velveteen Dream chants by the crowd. I think the Velveteen Dream, it was between, I thought it was going to be Velveteen Dream. That was my first one of these. I thought it was going to be Velveteen Dream, and it felt like the crowd wanted Velveteen Dream or Ricochet. Everybody else, I don't think they wanted to see, but it definitely wanted to see the Velveteen Dream or Ricochet win this match. Dream sets the ladder up in the corner, and he hits a Purple Rainmaker from the top of the ladder onto Lars Sullivan, as I said before. Nasty looking move, and I seriously sat here and I said, has the Velveteen Dream been talking to Jeff Hardy, who was at the Hall of Fame yesterday, about what he, getting advice from him on what he should do to try and stand out? Because, damn, that was a hell of a move. Dream gets a powerbomb on another ladder in the corner by EC3. TKO off the ladder to Adam Cole by EC3. I don't know if that's his 1%er or something else, but it was a beautiful move. Running senton to EC3 by Dane while the ladder was on EC3. This whole sequence was crazy as fuck. EC3 is laying down, and Killian Dane puts a ladder on top of him. He hits a running senton. I was like, oh damn. Then he gets up for a Vader bomb. I'm so glad they didn't rename it something else. It's got to just be called the Vader Bomb, by the way. But he gets up to go for the Vader Bomb. Adam Cole jumps on his back, starts wearing on him to get him to get down. Killian Dane hits the Vader Bomb anyway with the ladder on top of EC3, and I'm like, EC3's dead. He's just completely 100% dead. I thought he was done for the match because, damn, he took a nasty shot with that Vader Bomb. Ricochet tries to fight Sullivan and Dane. Sullivan tosses. This was a funny spot because it was down to Ricochet, Sullivan, and Killian Dane at this point in the match. He's fighting. Ricochet is being as best he can, fighting both of these men, and then it's one thing leads to another, and Killian Dane just tosses Ricochet because he's on one side, and diagonally the other way is Killian Dane. He tosses him right to Killian Dane. Killian Dane's like, "You trying to one-up me or something?" You hear the crowd start chanting, "Toss him back, toss him back." I'm like, damn, the crowd just turned on Ricochet like that. So Killian Dane, of course, obliges, tosses him back, and Ricochet falls out of the ring. Very funny spot between the big men, and then, of course, they come to blows. And then Dane, they come to blows. Dane's in the corner. He charges at Killian Dane, jumps up, looks like he's trying to do a splash to him, or like one of his, splashes when he lands somebody down. Lars Sullivan grabs Killian Dane out of midair and just picks him up and hits him with what Mark Henry would call the world's strongest slam. Damn good move right there. Oh yeah, this was great. This was the part I was talking about. Sullivan tries to go up the ladder now. Ricochet stops him. Ricochet gets up on the ladder, tries to go up himself. Killian Dane starts pushing the ladder up like he's going to push Ricochet. I thought, oh my god, he's gonna probably just fall backwards, trust fall. Nope. Ricochet with a fucking beautiful moonsault off of the ladder onto Killian Dane, and I believe EC3 of Velveteen Dream was there too. Beautiful looking spot. Shooting star press to EC3, who is now laying on top of the ladder by Ricochet. Beautiful looking spot. Dream props a ladder between the corner and another ladder and rests Ricochet on it. He's up and they fight on the ladder. Both men on the prop ladder. You start hearing the "Please Don't Die" chant, I believe. I don't know why. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't do that for the Velveteen Dream hitting the Purple Rainmaker off of the top of the ladder. That was more of a "Please Don't Die" moment. What happens is he hits a rolling Death Valley driver on the corner ladder to Ricochet. You know how they like to prop the ladder up between the corner and a ladder? That happened here in a running Death Valley driver. Sullivan props Dream up on the ladder between the announce table and the ring. EC3, he looks like he's going to do some kind of splash or something. EC3 just comes up and attacks Lars Sullivan. And that didn't work out. Lars Sullivan had him, and he does a freak accident. A freak accident to EC3 through the Velveteen Dream, who's on the ladder. This was a car wreck in a good way, and carnage all over the place. Dane, not wanting to be outdone, props another ladder up, puts Ricochet on it. Adam Cole comes over and attacks him. Doesn't work out too well. And Dane grabs Adam Cole, and just him and Adam Cole, he does a sit down from the apron to the ladder with Ricochet, with holding Adam Cole. Everybody's down. Everybody's down. Lars Sullivan gets in the ring, and he's trying to get up on the ladder, and the crowd is not in favor of him winning this title. The New Orleans crowd did not want Lars Sullivan holding the North American title. I don't know why they turned on him, but anytime he did like a big man spot or some spot to somebody, crowd was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome." He climbs up that ladder, the crowd did not want to see it. EC3 comes in and hits him. He and Dane, who are on the ladder. This is something I noticed anytime WWE does like a 6 or 8 man ladder match. They have to have eventually 3 ladders set up in the ring with, if it's a 6-man ladder match, all 6 guys 2 on each ladder fighting over for the championship or Money in the Bank when it usually happens. That was this spot right here. Of course, you had him and Adam Cole on one, you had Ricochet and Velveteen Dream on the other one, and in the middle was Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan. Sullivan with a freak accident off the ladder to Killian Dane. Ricochet sends Dream flying with a neckbreaker off the ladder. Adam Cole sends EC3 down with, I believe, a powerbomb or something. I can't remember what he actually did. Sullivan back on the ladder. Ricochet out of nowhere does a springboard jump splash leap onto Lars Sullivan's back. I don't think what was going to happen what happened next was supposed to happen. As soon as he lands on Lars Sullivan, the ladders all go fall towards the announce table portion of the ring, and A just fall down. That was pretty funny. Ricochet goes for the belt, but Cole knocks him off the ladder, and Adam Cole, he shoved him off the ladder like what happened with Lars Sullivan earlier was going to do. He falls out of the ring. Adam Cole gets up, grabs the title, and Adam Cole is your first ever North American Heavyweight Champion. He will have to defend that title tomorrow morning, so he's got to get some rest and rest those ribs up, because he is going to defend that title tomorrow morning at Access, I believe, against Akira Tozawa. So Adam Cole has got another day in front of him for tomorrow. The match was by far the greatest multi-man ladder match I have ever seen. NXT again knocked it out of the park. This could easily be a 5-star match. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star if I was to rate it, but it was one of the greatest ladder matches I've ever seen. Yeah, just because, botched spots and everything. Of course, nothing's ever going to be perfect when it comes to a ladder match, but you got to give it a little bit of leeway. And of course, Ricochet, the MVP for just the death-defying moves and everything that he did and brought to the match. A close second, of course, was the Velveteen Dream. Everyone else did pull their heart out, but my MVP for this type of multi-man match is a Ricochet, for sure. Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Moving on here. Ember Moon gets a live entrance tonight by Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. So that was fucking awesome. Two of the other 4 horsewomen were there from the MMA world, and that was Ronda Rousey and I think it was Jessamine Duke. So yeah, they were there too. And I was like, yep, this was obvious. Who was going to win this match? Shayna Baszler, of course. But I will say, this match leagues better than what they had in Takeover Philadelphia. That was just Shayna Baszler messes up Ember Moon's arm, and then it was just her working on the arm. This match was so much better, and Shayna Baszler in 3 months has improved immensely in WWE. It was by far better. The match really took a turn when Shayna Baszler, of course, tried to go for the stepping on her arm, the stepping on the elbow trick that she did last time. But Ember Moon moved out of the way. Shayna Baszler ended up getting that spot done to her, so turnabout is fair play. Baszler's this I've never seen before. She had Ember Moon up on the turnbuckle, she attacked her a couple times, kept her up there, propped up and stuff. She goes to the other turnbuckle, she just walks straight down to this other post. Walks out of the ring, gets on the apron, and just shoves her shoulder into the turnbuckle post twice. I have never seen anybody do that before. Maybe to play up that maybe her shoulder was popped out, so she needed to pop it back in. So I've never seen that before, and it was great for the storytelling point. Moon hits the Eclipse on the outside a little bit after this. The match ends when, and I had another one of these things. I swear I'm becoming fucking psychic with this shit, because I was like, I would love to see the Eclipse caught into Shayna Baszler's submission. Moon does go for the Eclipse on the inside. She does get caught with the, it was pretty much, it's the Oscar lock, but Shayna Baszler's name, I can't remember what they call it. The difference about this was Shayna Baszler's her other arm is hurt. So what Shayna Baszler did was she wrapped it around Moon's arm, and then she grabbed her own hair and held the submission in with her arm grasping her hair. Very, very good storytelling. Gee, WWE, how about that? You can't ever fucking do that. Somebody has a broken arm, messed up arm, and they have a submission like Shayna Baszler has here, or they need to use their arm for something by the end of the match. Ooh, they can use it no matter what. This was beautiful storytelling. Her arm was compromised, so she made an adjustment to the move and just used her hair to keep the submission in. Ember Moon tried her damnedest to get out of this move. She just tried a good bit. She did have it in her early in the match, but Shayna Baszler got her arm. She pulled her arm. Ember Moon pulled Shayna Baszler's arm, the hurt arm, so she would let go. but Shayna Baszler took that element away when she actually decided to grab her hair and hold the move in. So, I know Shayna Baszler, I know Ember Moon, I believe she tapped out last year to Asuka. So, this is two out of the last 3 years that, and pretty much virtually the same move-ish, sort of. It's another one. It's just a submission, a grapevine submission by the woman wrestling for the winning the women's championship in 2 of the last 3 years, won by pass out. Asuka did it to Bayley at NXT Takeover Dallas, and Shayna Baszler did it tonight because Ember Moon did not tap. She passed out. That was it. And she was your winner and new NXT Women's Champion is Shayna Baszler. Of course, she went over and celebrated with Ronda Rousey and the other one. I don't remember if it's Jessamine Duke or Romina Shavir. I can't remember. But then they go to the back a little bit and they show Adam Cole being looked at by the trainer. Kyle O'Reilly's like, "Hey, can he go? He's got this match to go up next." And Adam Cole's like, "I just won this North American Championship, man. I don't know about the tag team match tonight." And I was like, "There's got to be something going on here," because, of course, the next match is the NXT Tag Team and Dusty Tag Team Cup, then the Dusty Cup, and the Tag Team titles, Undisputed Era versus the AOP versus Strong and Dunn. And before we get into that, I will go back to the women for a second. The women's match was, like I said, leagues better than what they did in Philadelphia. A lot of people on Twitter were like, "Man, it's got to be tough to follow that match that these girls that 6-man ladder match for the North American title with how good it was." And yes, but the match that they put on was better than they did in Philadelphia. If you would have had that match in Philadelphia that they had 2 nights instead of in Philadelphia, the way it would, and have it the same exact way, I'm pretty sure the crowd would have just been out of it. These women were able to go out there and keep the fans invested in this match until the very end, and I commend them for it because it's a tough act to follow when you have that great ladder match, and then you guys have to come out there and try and follow it. Now on to the Tag Team Championship match. Adam Cole was sent to an announce table. I expected that. He was sent to the announce table early on. Kind of figured that he was done for the match. He did not. He got a couple licks in, and then the AOP. He tried to get out of this maneuver by the AOP, but they ended up powerbombing him through the announce table the announce table, and that was it for Adam Cole. O'Reilly had to battle it all on his own. O'Reilly had a triangle on Strong and an ankle lock on, I believe it was Akam or Razor. He wanted to put Roderick Strong in a submission move. He had him in the triangle choke eventually. One of the AOP members come in, and he has his other arm holding this guy in an ankle lock like thing. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Pete Dunne comes in and gets powerbombed by the other AOP member onto Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Dunne tags in and AOP took over from there on. They were good for a good 5-10 minutes. They were just beating the hell out of Pete Dunne and I believe Kyle O'Reilly here too. This is the problem I have with some 6-man tag team matches, is that they get way too out of hand. Unless it's a Texas Tornado match, they do get a little way out of hand. This one did get out of hand. This is one of those things about this show that was this is the best NXT show of all time, but the tag team match did drag down a little bit because it was who the hell is the legal man half the time? Basically what happened here was we get to the end, we have bitter end to Kyle O'Reilly. He had 1, 2, Strong with a stomp onto Pete Dunne. End of heartache to Pete Dunne. 1, 2, 3. The Undisputed Era can retain the Tag Team Championships and are the winners of the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Cup. Then Adam Cole comes into the ring. What the hell has just happened here? Roderick Strong goes through, looks like he's going to grab Adam Cole. He pulls off the Undisputed armband that Adam Cole is wearing and just pulls it on. And Roderick Strong has joined the Undisputed Era. Everyone was calling this back at War Games, so 4 or 5 months late, but it was going to happen. And I've been saying it to myself, and I should have been saying it for months. I've been wanting to see what Roderick Strong is like as a pompous heel, because I've heard from Ross Twardell or Cultaholic that he can play a prick, a good prick, and I hope we can see that in NXT. NXT Championship, Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black, and that means the unsanctioned match was closing this show, and the story for that match was only going to close the show. If a lot of people were saying, I heard too, that if the unsanctioned match happened any other time in this show, if it opened the show, if it was the second match of the night, the third or fourth match of the night, people were going to be done with the show because after the match was over because they saw what they wanted to come for, and this is the main event of the night for them. That match was. Early on in the match, Black goes for his backflip off the middle rope, and you honestly could tell he botched it because he ended up falling on his stomach instead of falling standing doing his sit down pose. He does recover. He gets to the middle rope. He does hit a moonsault to Almas on the outside. Vega with a hurricane rana to the steel steps. Vega got involved in this match 4 times before it came and bit her client in the back, in the ass. Almas tried to get out for something, Black boots, Black blocks, and Almas pulls Black halfway over the rope with a draping armbar. That was probably a big-ass botch right there. Almas with a springboard into a jump kick by Black. Springboard, backflip, whatever it's called, off the middle rope for a 2 count. Black goes up top and Almas stops him. Powerbomb out of the corner into a backflip. But Almas goes for the running knees, but Black moves. Almas then goes up top and does the landing. He goes for the moonsault, lands on his feet, does the standing moonsault, which is a beautiful fucking sequence. I put that up there with the Falcon Arrow, the superplex into the Falcon Arrow, or the suplex into the Falcon Arrow by Seth Rollins as one of the best sequences in WWE right now. Both men with counters to strikes until Almas hits a really messed up back elbow to. It just looked like he fell and hit the back elbow. I think he was supposed to trot back, but he fell and barely connected with a back elbow for only a 1 count. Black with a boot to the face for a 2. Both with slaps to each other, then a kick to their heads at the same time, dropping both men. Black gets tossed over the top rope by Almas, who hits a corkscrew plancha, which I didn't know what it was called, but of course, thank you, Nigel McGuinness, for letting me know what it was actually called. Who tosses Black back for only a 2 count. Vegas grabs the title and gives it to Almas to distract the referee. Vega hits a bad spiked Hurricane Rana, which Almas gets a 2 count. It just looked like it was a little off. Maybe it was just me. Hammerlock DDT turned into a roll-up. Black does hit the Black Mass, but only gets a 2 count because Vega, again, helps bail her client out by getting his foot on the rope. Which, of course, I'm glad that they did that instead of having him kick out, because that just hurts the Black Mass, and right now Black Mass is actually one of the more protected moves in NXT. Black looks to attack outside, and Vega strikes Black. Almas stops him and ends up hitting the double foot stomp to Black on the outside. Running knees for only a 2 count. Hammerlock DDT block, then Black goes for a Black Mass and Almas with a drop kick to the back of the head. That was a nasty looking spot. He goes for the Black Mass, and it looked like Black was not ready to take the drop kick to the back of the head because he was definitely in a lot of pain. Almas has Black set up for the apron, and he hits the running knees to the steel post. Draping DDT attempt, but Black blocks. Back body drops Almas to the outside. Tope jump over the top ropes. Black tosses Almas back in, but gets hit with the hammerlock DDT for only a 2 count. Match ends, and this was beautiful, and this was perfect way to end the title reign of Andrade Cien Almas. Vega tries to splash onto Black, who moves, and she lands on Andrade Cien Almas, who does a nice little oh shit, and turns back around, gets hit with the Black Mass, dropping Vega, who rolls to the outside. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black is your new NXT champion. So we had Shayna Baszler and Andrade and Aleister Black both win the take titles off, changed hands for the women's titles in the NXT championship. The only title to technically get retained tonight was the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, of course, Andrade Cien Almas and Ember Moon I see coming up to the main roster on SmackDown or Raw, wherever they're going to go. So we're on to the unsanctioned match versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. If Johnny Gargano wins, he gets his job back. If he loses, he is gone for good. Before we get into this match, the way they have booked Tommaso Ciampa for the beginning of, like, when he came out was fucking perfect. No music, sick villain jacket. He looked like he was just an evil villain in an RPG or something with that sick ass jacket that he had. Asshole chance, you suck chance, fuck you Ciampa, all over the place. Another nitpick for me, if you harken back to the 2002 unsanctioned match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels actually came into that match wearing jeans. Johnny Gargano is not technically working for NXT, so he shouldn't have had music played. He shouldn't have come out in his wrestling gear. He should have. It would have been more of a this guy doesn't work here and he wants to get his job back feel to it had he actually come out in like jeans or sweatpants or something else instead of his wrestling gear. That's a little nitpick for me. If you have a different opinion, let me know in the comment section below. They stay down for a minute and then they start doing the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens holding each other's heads and just like punching the hell out of each other. Gargano gets Ciampa in the corner, and this guy just stomps a literal mud hole into Tommaso Ciampa. It was just like, I thought it was going to be like 3 or 4 kicks. He's like stomped Ciampa like 4 or 5 or 6, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know how many times. And the referee, before we go any further, the referee actually was like black jeans, black shoes, black shirt with an NXT logo on it, and black gloves. It was a non-sanctioned match, so the referee as well. It felt more like he was dressed for like the MMA, like the UFC, where they have black shirts. I don't think they have a logo on it, but black shirts and black gloves. So it felt more like it had more of a real fight feel because the referee wasn't wearing the silly stripes that you would see for a wrestling match. Ciampa gets sent over the barricade when they head outside. Gargano leaps over the barricade and continues to deliver punishment to Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, by the way, I saw Shane McMahon in the crowd for a minute. I've never seen that before for an NXT show. Saw Otter Johnson too, just throwing that out there. Ciampa on the offense after he shoves Johnny Gargano into the barricade. Ciampa taunts Gargano after a backbreaker to the knee and just tells him, do something, I think he said do something, scum, or something like that. He said do something. I think he was talking to John Cena about doing something, Then tears up the covering on the outside. That gets used, oh my goodness. Like that I'll talk to in a minute. Suplex onto the concrete block 3 times. Gargano on the apron goes with a kick to the side of Ciampa's face. Then he tosses Ciampa into the announce team. They go flying, and we don't have any commentary for like the next. I think we heard "Mamma Mia" for a second, and then a big "Mamma Mia" chant in the crowd because you didn't get the "Mamma Mia" from. We actually didn't get a "Mamma Mia" at all tonight from Mauro Ranallo. Now that I think about it, I don't think we heard "Mamma Mia" one time tonight, other than the crowd chanting it. So yeah, they went flying for about a few minutes, and we did have commentary for about, 2-3 minutes. It was kind of weird. Again, it goes for a power driver into the announce table. Ciampa blocks that. I knew it looks like a power bomb, but no, he was going to go for a power driver. This was an unsanctioned match. This is the only time that I would actually see a power driver being used in a WWE match in 2018, minus, of course, Undertaker and the Tombstone Power Driver, or Kane with the Tombstone Power Driver. Ciampa ends up getting and hits a nasty-looking suplex off of the announce table. You think, it's only a few feet up, but no, this thing just, the way he landed, the way Ciampa landed, it looked like it hurt him a little bit extra tonight. Ciampa drives, he took the covering that was on top of the announce table, laid it so it's leaning off the announce table, and he just takes Ciampa, Gargano, and drives him through it. It didn't break, he just bounced off. Now Ciampa sits on the table while crowd chants, "Fuck you, Ciampa! Fuck you, Ciampa!" This guy is the quintessential blueprint to a fucking perfect heel in WWE in 2018. Bar none. You don't hear fans chanting, You don't hear fans being cheerful. I mean, Adam Cole he's supposed to be a heel, and you have fans going, Adam Cole, baby, in the crowd. This guy is hated by everybody in the fucking crowd. So this guy, just perfect heel. Back in the ring, and Ciampa all over Gargano while the crowd showers him in boos. Ciampa tosses Gargano, rolling him up on the turnbuckle. Then Gargano gets to start fighting back. Of course, my commentary on this, like, all this is not going to be as good as this match. If you have not seen this match, or you like, I don't know anything about NXT, get the WWE Network. If you know somebody has the WWE Network, you need to see this match. Ciampa goes for a cloverleaf, and Gargano grabs him by the beard. Nice little offensive move. I mean, he does have that long-ass beard. I wish mine could get that thick, but like that thick when it gets a little bit long, but it doesn't. But Ciampa fights him off and puts him in the cloverleaf. Gargano fights to the rope, and I love how NXT does this, because if this was a non-sanctioned match in WWE, as soon as Gargano would have got to the ropes, if this would happen on Raw, SmackDown, or any pay-per-view, as soon as he gets to the ropes, the referee would be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, get him off, get him off. No, there's no rope breaks whatsoever. That is just beautiful. You don't see that in WWE main roster. You only see that in NXT. Until he gets halfway out of the ring, then the ref's like, he's out of the ring, so you gotta let him go, which, okay. Ciampa comes out of the ring, and he gives Johnny Gargano a receipt for the stomps he got earlier, and just stomps a living fuck out of Johnny Gargano on the apron. Johnny Gargano stomps him in the corner, which is not as bad as on the apron. Johnny Gargano took a lot of punishment in this match, so did Tommaso Ciampa. Then he taunts the crowd by he has this maniac look on his face with this maniac smile, and he starts just clapping. He starts clapping like this. Like, oh my goodness, he is just fucking beautiful as a heel. You have a wanker chant from the English fans in the crowd, so good on them. Ciampa looking for something, he asks the ref, did you move it? Did you move it? The ref's like, I didn't move anything, I'm just the ref. What he was looking for, conveniently, there was a guy at ringside holding with a cast on with crutches. He was a plant, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who's like, if he just stole him from a real fan, but it builds to the experience because he took these like that dastardly bastard. He took these crutches from a kid. Gargano is like, he comes back to the ring. He raises Gargano up like, I want you to see me when I destroy you with these crutches. He pulls back, goes to hit Gargano, misses like 2 or 3 times. Johnny Gargano gets him down on his knees, hits him with his rolling kick to the head. Gargano was shots to Ciampa, who was on the apron, so he drops to the apron and tripped Gargano. And now Ciampa's looking to suplex Gargano to the outside, but Gargano with a jumping kick. He goes for a slingshot DDT, but Gargano gets blocked by Ciampa. Crawls over, Ciampa's back, and power bombs him onto the concrete while the crowd chants, "You deserve it." One of the most brutal spots I can ever say I've ever seen. He just, like, Ciampa's trying to fight not to go down, but he hits that concrete and it just, you could hear it. You heard a slap. You just heard a slap. I was like, oh my god, I had to turn away. Like, they showed it on replay 2 or 3 times. You heard that thud of Tommaso Ciampa's back hitting like, there's no padding after you take that padding off. That's legit concrete. That shit had to fucking hurt. I commend Tommaso Ciampa for actually wanting to take the spot, but damn, that's a little too much for me. They crawl and they both get back in the ring eventually, and the crutch is in the middle of the ring. Gargano's on one side, Tommaso Ciampa's on the other, and they start crawling to get to this crutch. And then they ended up having a tug of war over the clutch. It slips out of Tommaso Ciampa's hand. Gargano has it, and he nails Ciampa with the crutch in the chest, the back. Ciampa's injured knee, but he ends up back body drop to the outside. Then, I know this is going to be something that probably gets a fine from WWE. He takes that, I know it's an unsanctioned match, but fuck it. He takes that crutch, and he just whaps Tommaso Ciampa on the fucking head of it. So, yeah, thanks to WWE for getting out of that concussion lawsuit, because they can do a couple headshots here and there once or twice a year. He gets a 2 count for it. Then Gargano's like, fuck this shit, and grabs the middle turnbuckle on one of these. I thought it was the bottom turnbuckle with the way the camera angle was looked. but it was the middle turnbuckle, and he takes it and he just removes the turnbuckle. He goes for the long guard, but that gets stopped. Gargano sent to the apron and shot to Gargano on the outside still. Slingshot spear into it, gets blocked into a knee strike, into a sit-out powerbomb. It was like you had him up in the reverse torture rack, like in the torture rack, and then spin out powerbomb. I don't know what they actually call it. For a 2 count. Running knee to Gargano's head, only for another 2. Powerbomb tap by Ciampa. Well, the Project Ciampa, as I know now. But Gargano gets out and strikes Ciampa and says, "This is my moment," and slaps him silly. Ciampa ends up hitting him with a clothesline. Gargano has Ciampa in the Gargano escape. Ciampa gets on the ropes, but that don't matter. Gargano rolls through. Looks like Ciampa is about to tap when he digs into Gargano's eyes. This was just beautiful. He's like, I can't get out. He raises back, grabs Gargano's face, and just digs right into him. Mauro actually called him, and I know this is probably going to get edited out, so if you did not see this live, you will probably not hear what a sadistic son of a bitch. He actually said, "What a sadistic son of a bitch" about Tommaso Ciampa. Like I said, you probably won't hear that on the replay of this show because that's how WWE likes to do with the PG era. They like to cut that stuff out. Ciampa goes to take his wrist tape, and he was removing his wrist tape because usually when somebody has wrist tape on their arms, if it's a long match, they ended up they end up just coming off from sweat and whatnot. But he's like, oh shit, this is an unsanctioned match. He grabs it, pulls it, and has it in both hands, and goes to go over and choke out to Johnny Gargano, who blocks him, grabs a hold of the tape with one arm, and they just start striking each other back and forth with the untaped arm. Until Tommaso Ciampa hits a low blow. He grabs the other clutch and just whacks Gargano and hits his finisher, the Project Ciampa, but only gets a 2. Johnny Gargano goes to grab the non-injured knee, or previously injured knee pad to get up. Ciampa says it's over and this is my moment. Gargano is slapping the taste out of him, and a super kick and clothesline. He long darts him into the exposed turnbuckle, then a super kick and one out of the corner for only a 2. This is where they just had him in the palm of their hands. The fans were in the palm of these guys' hands. There was nothing these guys could do that would disappoint the fans from here on out. First man down, Gargano going slowly to the top rope. Ciampa tries to stop him. Knee to Gargano's face by Ciampa, then headbutt, and he's looking to set Gargano up top for like a white noise. Gargano with elbows stunning Ciampa, and Gargano with some shots. I don't know what the hell Gargano was thinking. He shouldn't, just the way that was. He's just standing there. Ciampa is sitting prone on the turnbuckle. Gargano is standing in front of him, just hitting him a few times, slow punches, 1, 2, and then I'm something bad's going to happen. Just do the Hurricane Rana if you want to, or something else. But no. What happens? Ciampa hits the Project Ciampa from the top rope. And you're like, it's over. Gargano's gone. He's going to be going to the main roster. No. Only a 2 count. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know how this is even the same company. Ciampa removes his knee brace. I'm like, what the hell is this? I figured he removes his knee brace, something's going to happen with it. He moves the knee pad down. He's in the corner. He left the knee brace in the middle of the ring. He goes to the corner, pulls his knee, the injured knee down, knee pad down, the second knee pad down. He looks like he's going to go for a knee to the face, and Gargano wisely grabs the knee pad, the knee brace, and nails his knee with the brace. He grabs the crutch. He breaks the crutch in half. He goes to look like he's going to nail Ciampa with the knee, with the crutch. He stops, remembering everything that happened with these two. He's just he stops and he just lowers the crutch, and then he goes to sit Indian style like they did back when they went back in Chicago. This was a callback to Chicago before all this happened, where they were just sitting there in the middle of the ring. Both were in the Indian, were sitting there together. Suddenly, Ciampa goes to grab the knee brace and whack Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano had that scouting and puts him in the Gargano's escape. He baited him into it. Gargano escaped with the knee brace. Then he's he hits him in the Gargano escape. Looks like Ciampa's going to grab the knee brace and wail him. Johnny Gargano's fuck this shit. Gets out of the Gargano escape, gets him into an STF, grabs the knee brace, puts it against his face, and Tommaso Ciampa taps out quickly. And Johnny Gargano wins his job back in NXT. What a great fucking show. And of course, after the match, Candice LeRae hurries her butt down to the ring to celebrate with her husband and newly reinstated Johnny Gargano, which is, this night, I'm telling you, WrestleMania has a lot to follow after tonight. There's rumors going around that Johnny Gargano is going to be coming up to the main roster, and Dana Bryan posted, I think, a tweet today or something saying he wants to sign Johnny Gargano to SmackDown Live. And if you saw that, you're like, oh, okay, so he's probably going to lose tonight, and then we'll have Dana Bryan swoop in, and Johnny Gargano come to SmackDown. Would have made sense. Now, who's coming up after this show? Because this is WrestleMania week. Almost every time we've had WrestleMania week, we've had the takeover from WrestleMania, Dallas, Orlando, and this year New Orleans. We've always had call-ups. So, who's coming up from this show? Ember Moon, Andrade Cien Almas, Authors of Pain, Killian Dane with the rest of the group of Sanity, for sure. So that's going to be four guys and girls right there. There's going to be other ones too, of course. Now, coming out of the tapings before this show, Pro Wrestling Unlimited was the first to break it. I looked around for other people too, but apparently War Machine has a new tag team name. They are no longer War Machine. They are the War Raiders. They are going, I don't know what their single names, I don't know if they're going to be Hanson and Warbeer, like Warbeer Hanson and Raymond Rose still, even though one goes by his actual real name. So, will we see Hanson and Rowe, or will they be named differently? I think you should keep their names as Hanson and Rowe. If you want to change the name of the tag team, fine. As long as the name War is there, they are the War Raiders now, not War Machine. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. What was your thought of this show? This was, by far, the greatest NXT TakeOver show of all time. I have seen every single one of them. Arrival, TakeOver New Orleans, TakeOver Dallas, TakeOver Brooklyn 1, 2, and 3, TakeOver Our Evolution, TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, TakeOver everything. I've seen them all, and there's nothing that tops this. They can only go up from here. Now, with WrestleMania being in the New York, New Jersey next year, I would love to see NXT TakeOver, and this is the only place I could see it next year. I would love to see TakeOver in Madison Square Garden. I know it's wishful thinking to me, but I would be awesome to see TakeOver in Madison Square Garden. But that's where the big boys go after you get through NXT. So I doubt it. But this was an excellent show. I would say it's not perfect because there's nothing perfect about a show, but this is definitely a 9.5 out of 10 for me if I was to give a grade, simply because, missed timings or a couple other botches here and there. But there's no like if you watch Brian Zane, he does pros and cons to shows. There are no cons to this show. No cons whatsoever. This show was great start to finish with a 5-star at the beginning and a 5-star at the end. And WrestleMania has got, like I said, 10 more matches on their main card. I discount the pre-show because only a few people watch the pre-show. This show just gave, and if Vince McMahon actually cared about his product and want people to talk about WrestleMania coming out of this weekend, you have got to put your best foot forward. You've got to do the right thing, have the right people win matches, have the great length of time for those matches. The only match should be a squash on that show should be the Raw Women's Championship match because it warrants it. Everything else has got to be bar none, badass, and need to be topped. It needs to be like in the Attitude Era where it's like you go out there and you have to top what happened before you or you're going to be left behind. So everybody on these shows has to knock it out of the ballpark. So that is your NXT TakeOver New Orleans review. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts were for this show. I loved every single match. yeah, still a couple of hiccups here and there to keep it from a perfect show due to a couple things. The surprise factor of Roderick Strong turning heel, Adam Cole winning the North American Championship, and who is his first feud going to be? I don't know. Same thing with Aleister Black and Shayna Baszler, even though I'm pretty sure Kairi Sane, which is going to be facing Shayna Baszler, I'm pretty sure, tomorrow morning for the NXT Women's Championship at Access. So who's going to go for the tag team titles, and what is going to be the fallout for Roderick Strong turning on Pete Dunne and signing with Undisputed? Is he going to take over the tag team title role of Bobby Fish? Most likely. And I hope to wonder this was the plan all along. That's another thing. As I said on, I believe, my takeover preview and prediction show, that I feel like they made this a triple threat match to give Adam Cole his break from having to work that 6-man ladder match and only 2 matches later wrestle the tag team match. So I'm hoping this wasn't a last-minute ditch at like a last-minute thing because of Bobby Fish's injury. I'm hoping this was actually the plan from the start. But I'm going to get out of here. Again, my name is The France. Find me on Twitter at The France. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Hit that like button and let everybody know about the review and review show, or like the review and results show. And if you missed Unscripted this week, it is on the channel, as well as my Raw, SmackDown, and NXT Go Home shows. I'm getting out of here, and I'll see you tomorrow for WrestleMania, because, boy, they have a lot to follow. I'll see you then.